A Knoxville police officer facing aggravated domestic assault charges this morning.
Officer John Pickens is on administrative leave. Knox County Sheriff's officers arrested him yesterday after his wife asked for an order of protection against him. Pickens is a school resource officer at Fulton High School and started with the department in 2006. This is the 5th KPD officer to be investigated since Chief Paul Noel took office in June. 2 were arrested off duty for DUI, another fired for allegations of racism within the department. Another is suspended in that same case.
And we continue with the breaking news this morning. Multiple people shot outside a hospital in Memphis. This happened at Methodist North Hospital. No word yet on the condition of those victims right now or how many there are. We're continuing to learn more. Our Memphis station is on the scene right now. We'll continue to bring you new details on this breaking news throughout the morning when we continue on WBXX. And continuing coverage, we now know the name of the man who died outside of a West Knoxville hookah lounge early Sunday morning. Police say someone shot and killed 29-year-old Cedric Isom in the parking lot of Bebo's Cafe on Gleason Drive. Another person was also shot. They're expected to survive. Investigators tell us at least 2 people fired shots and a bunch of people were near the area when it happened. If you know anything at all, please contact Crime Stoppers. And this morning, police in Morristown investigating if a driver involved in a deadly crash was under the influence. It happened Saturday just before 1 a.m. 18-year-old Isabella Martinez died. 34-year-old Sergio Garcia Gutierrez has serious injuries. Officers say Gutierrez pulled out onto Morris Boulevard from the Waffle House parking lot when another car, driven by Dominic Corchia, hit them. Investigators say he was speeding and may have been driving under the influence.
And the driver accused of hitting and killing Loudoun County Sergeant Chris Jenkins on I-75 is pleading not guilty. Christopher Savannah appeared in a Loudoun County courtroom yesterday. He's pleading not guilty to the vehicular homicide charges. Savannah faces several additional charges following that crash that killed Jenkins in February. Savannah's trial is set for May of next year. We're following new details this morning. A former Sevier County deputy clerk is pleading guilty to accepting bribes. Police say Brandy Thornton accepted cash and food in exchange for registering stolen cars from Florida and other states. Police say the people who stole the cars were using them to sell drugs. Thornton faces a conspiracy charge and could serve up to 20 years in prison. Right now, the search for a missing Gatlinburg woman is expanding. 76-year-old Claudine Whaley has been missing for more than a week. She told her family she was leaving to get lunch and never returned. Crews later found her car in the Hartford area of Cott County a few days later. Multiple agencies are now helping in the search. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office posting new photos of their operations in the woods yesterday. If you see her, if you know anything, call police. And right now, Tennessee wildlife officials are trying to figure out who tried to kill a deer out of season. We want to warn you, these photos may be hard to look at.
The deer is recovering right now. Officials found it with an arrow in its head. Someone spotted the deer in a Hendersonville neighborhood. TWRA agents were able to remove the bolt, the arrow, as much as they could without hurting the animal even more. They're going to keep an eye on the deer to make sure it fully recovers. Officials warn that deer season is not open until the end of the month. If you know anything about who's responsible, we've got the information inside the WVLT News app.
We're following new details. The Justice Department's now opposing releasing the affidavit that led to last week's search of President Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence.
Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle also demanding more details. In a court filing Monday, the DOJ says the disclosure of it at this time would, quote, cause significant and irreparable damage to this ongoing criminal investigation. Republicans are now pursuing any communications between the FBI, DOJ, and National Archives related to Trump's presidential records. And today, President Joe Biden set to sign the Inflation Reduction Act into law. The White House says the bill will lower the cost of energy, prescription drugs, and other health care for American families while hiking taxes on large corporations.
American Airlines is trimming 31,000 flights from its November schedule. That's 16% fewer flights. The airline says it's to reduce disruptions. The largest cuts are between Chicago, Dallas, and Boston. The company says they're also reducing some September and October flights too. And a warning this morning, parents, if you have Capri Sun in your fridge or pantry, the company believes a cleaning solution accidentally mixed with the juice on the production line. Kraft Heinz says more than 5,000 cases of the drink and the wild cherry flavor being pulled off store shelves. If you have Capri Sun wild cherry in your home, it has the best buy date of June 25th, 2023. Return it to the store where you bought it.
And if you're looking for a job, the Postal Service could really use your help. They're holding another hiring event today at their Cedar Hills station. It's on Cross Park Drive in Knoxville. Starting pay around $19 an hour. They're looking for rural carriers and assistants. Today's hiring event starts at 10, goes until 1. And starting next year, if you're headed to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, you're going to need to bring a few extra dollars with you.
The national park is still free to enter, but soon you're going to have to pay to park if you're staying longer than 15 minutes. They're also raising campground fees. A daily parking pass will be between $5 and $15 for a week. An annual pass will cost you $40. It's called the Park It Forward program. It starts in March of next year. The money raised will help keep the park clean, along with helping pay for the staff. And you'll see more of those e-scooters and bikes around downtown Knoxville. The city is greenlighting 2 new companies, Bird and Link, to add their rides to the area. The bikes and scooters will be usable in the downtown, campus, and Fort Sanders districts. The new equipment will be added in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
We do want to get to Whitney Turner. It's 6:54. Let's get to your first alert traffic.
That Tuesday morning commute is on time for you getting out the door, but heads up if you are traveling the spur this week and next week, because just in a few minutes, road work, routine maintenance kicking up on the spur between Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're going to have some lane closures that could slow you down. This is Monday through Thursday, and then again next week. Right now, that traffic flow looking pretty good ahead of that morning rush. This is I-75 at Merchant Drive. No congestion just yet, but we are seeing those school buses out on their routes, so make sure you're giving them extra space on the roads.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
6:55 now, adding up that limited rain for today. Again, when we talk about stray rain, you can even see adding up every little blip that possibly appears out of those clouds. It is stray at the mountaintops. We've got a couple trying to come down into the valley and really clipping the southern plateau as well. All in all, a transition from partly cloudy to mostly cloudy, but limited rain chances the next couple of days until really the maxed out humidity and the clouds lift back up from the south, and that's why we go back up to scattered rain and storms Friday, carried over into Saturday as well. Still kind of the same weather pattern. It does look to become spottier on Sunday if you are looking ahead like me to the weekend. Don't we always? But that's where the next front will be sliding our way to start next week. So a lot that's going on in the first alert 8-day planner, but giving us a couple of days off at least. You can see with those clouds, even some little stray blips of rain right at the edge of McMinn County and Wayne County. But mix of fog and clouds right now. 68 in Knoxville to 64, Sneedville and 66 currently in Jamestown. Some of the dense fog is still lined up in southeastern Kentucky with haze along the plateau. In your planner for today, let's watch those scattered clouds moving around this morning and becoming more mostly cloudy area wide for your afternoon. 78 at noon with a light breeze. Again, that 10% coverage this afternoon. Your high today, 85. Limited rain next couple of days, so let's make some plans to get outside. Just seeing more clouds at times today, and then more of those downpours to add up for you coming up on the CW in the next hour.
I love those highs. I love those lows. This is my perfect time of year.
Oh, good.
It's kind of pre-fall.
Found your happy medium
I
here.
feel like it changes.
Exactly. It does change, but right now I'm on the upper 60s morning train. That's my favorite. 6:56. We're headed over to WBXX. We hope you have a good Tuesday.